going to be coming out alongside Rolf Nielsen with the Hocus Pocus supercharged small block car.
Yeah, what Kai does is better.
So Kai Carlson is actually, he's been the clutch guy for the Limburgs on the funny car and a few other things as well, but he's also a very, very good racer in his own right. He looks like what he is, which is a mad scientist, and he's incredibly good at tuning and running these cars, and especially the clutches. He's in the Autoglim lane. He put in a real nice test run yesterday down in the 7s, as did Rolf Nielsen in the coalfire lane with the Hocus Pocus. Rolf, though, a massive wheel stand, absolutely all over the place. Still went 770 at over 170 miles an hour. His is a proper family affair. That's his daughter backing him up, his wife behind, directing traffic. And they're part of the 4-car bunch that have come over here from Sweden to take part in the slingshot shootout.
Right, one thing that Kai does there, when he does the burnout, gives a 2-finger salute from the cockpit of the car. He can't sit from behind, but hopefully the photographer's caught that in the Autoglim lane. So cars, burnouts completed, bringing them up to the start line. Kai Carlson in the Autoglim lane, Rolf Nielsen, he's in the coalfire lane. Front wheels hanging in the air, kind of back out of the run, nailed it towards the top end, 793 and 817.
Every which way but straight for both of them, into the 7s for Cayenne at over 169 miles an hour, 817 at 136 for Rolf Nielsen. They both went quicker than that yesterday, so fired up is my outside tip for the win, and it is an outside tip, but not as much as you might think, because Magnus Larsson with the Fool's Gold, this is a drag racing hybrid, folks. Basically it's a dragster with an altered body on it, and it's absolutely beautiful. He was in the 7.2s back a year ago here at this event, and he got to the semi-finals, but then he went home, raced at Tierp in Sweden, and went into the 6.6s. So this car has a lot of potential.
One of the more bizarre things I've seen, the tow car getting in the way. Done now though.
Now, when this car came over from the west coast of the US, Magnus had a blown big block Chevy in there. It's now got a full-on Brad Henderson fathead Hemi, which has just stopped.
The sigh from the crowd and everybody. Oh, we really wanted to see that go super quick.
It is. He made a 6-second checkout run yesterday as well. This is another one of our 6-second runners. Just give us a quick rundown on the top qualifiers, Cole.
Well, we know it is Joe Bond in the top spot at the moment with that 6.51. Bob Hawkins in at number 2 with a 6.75. And then, sorry, lost the screen again.
Leif Anderson?
A whole host on 7. Well, we only got 4 more cars that have got scores on the door. 7.13, 7.87, 7.93 and 8.17.
Well, while we got a couple of moments, I'm going to take a quick walk rack bound behind the tower and see who I can bother. Or see if you can get a couple of words from anyway. While we push Ramon van der Werf with the Wilder at Heart funny car around behind there, we just wait to tow Magnus Larsson off the top end of the racetrack. Let's see who I can bother. So yeah, it's funny car time. Bob Glassop going to be taking on Rocky Ramon. Very quickly, Matt.
Hello, Daryl.
Don't jump. Don't jump too much. Matt Glassop, obviously your dad in the Capri. How cool was that to run down in the 60s, 200 miles an hour back a couple of months ago?
Oh, it was pretty emotional for the whole family, actually. It's been a long journey to get to that point, and yeah, I think because it was so long coming, everyone was just over the moon, just really pleased.
Well, the day before, I'll be honest, the car's never really given any indication it was going to do what it did. It just all went perfectly, didn't it?
I know, we've been fighting losing cylinders and various sort of tuning issues since we've had it. And we thought we sort of did a bit of a reset. We took all the complicated fuel system off from the car, went straight back to basics, and Paul Stubbins from Time Warp helped us out. And yeah, it's all seemed to come together, and Dad was chuffed to bits, really. So.
Well, he was chuffed to bits the day before when he went 7 something, and it was all over the place. So I can't imagine how happy he would have been running in the 6.6s.
Well, I think with that squirrely run, all the figures were looking good. The engine was making the horsepower, and it really gave Dad a good kick in the pants. So he was like, "This feels different,"
and it was off. Why a Capri?
Well, I mean, Dad's raced, I think he's raced here at SantaPod since around 84, something like that, and he had a Mark 1 Capri as his very first race car. So for him, I guess he's in the twilight years of racing, and it was the perfect way to bookend the racing career, really, with another Mark 1.
Well, a nitro funny car, Mark 1 as well.
Yeah, well, going nitro, it may not seem the most sensible thing, and when Dad told me he wanted to go nitro, I was like, really? But hey, he's having fun, and we're having fun too.
And you only live once, that's the most important thing. Now, as when and if he retires, who's up to drive it next?
Oh, well, I don't know about that. Like, he's got two, me and my sister would obviously, happily take the wheel. But to be honest, we get most amount of pleasure just seeing him drive it and, support him along the way, really.
Yeah, no, it's really, really good to see you guys having fun. Honestly, we cheered louder and louder, probably as loud as you did when he went that 6-second run. What's the plan for this weekend? Just keep it consistent? Yeah,
I mean, pretty much same thing as we did last time. A couple of little tweaks here and there. I mean, we'd be happy just to get down the track and get another 6 on it, and then we'll start to build on it from there, really.
That sounds cool to say, doesn't it? We just get another 6 in the bag, and that'll be good.
Yeah, well, it's never as easy as it sounds, is it?
It never is. It's always very hard work. Matt, thank you very much indeed. Good luck to you and your dad, who's just sat behind us and strapped into the bubblegum Capri. Good luck, my friend.
Cheers.
Thank you very much indeed. I think Magnus Larsson is moving up the top end, so it won't be just a couple of moments away. So the car that we were talking about just over here is Bob Glassup's Nitro Capri, called Bubblegum. So you've got a nitro car in the coal-fire lane and a methanol car in the autoglim lane. That doesn't seem really fair. However, Ramon van der Werf was on one hell of a run yesterday. This is a low 6-second methanol car, and well, he's won. How many times has he won the shootout, Colin?
Good question. Very, very good question indeed. I'm not sure. I know he's definitely taken 1. Whether he's won 2. Let's have a quick look. Let's see. 3 times.
It is 3. They've been given the word to fire up. So here we go. Fuel car against methanol car. The first round of the Nostalgia Cannibal. They come out and make 3 runs, 2 today, 1 tomorrow. And then they combine the elapsed times, and the quickest 2 are in the final. Bob Glassop from the UK, Ramon van der Werf from the Netherlands. Here we go.
Well, a bit of a pause before the burnouts were attempted and completed very nicely indeed.
Side-by-side funny car burnouts were what summer was invented before, you know that,
It
don't
was.
you? That's right, yeah. It is officially summer now. They've had...
Well, it's officially summer now. Spring was pretty epic.
Yeah, you bet. So, coal-fire lane for Bob Glassop with the bubblegum, the Nitro Capri. How cool does that sound? And the challenger of Ramon He went 4:05 to the 8th mile yesterday. Now, if you know your numbers, that's good for a 6:1 or thereabouts. So we'll see what they can do here. This is the first of 3 runs scheduled over the next couple of days.
Okay, so Bob Glassup brings the Capri forward, rocking Ramon with the Charger. He's in the Auto Glim lane. Both of them have got 6-second form. Ramon, the quicker car on paper, but let's see what they got for us the first qualifying run. Don't forget, we add the 3 times together. Whoever's got the quickest 3 added together. Ramon with a tyre shake, drives through it. Very, very tight indeed. 681, 664, Ramon takes that one, but well done to Bob as well.
Side by side, 6-second runs to open their vow very quickly, Rich. Well, that backs up what happened a few weeks ago very nicely indeed.
Yeah, we're real pleased with that. Yeah, 663 last meeting. Yeah, we're happy with that. That's good.
Well, the good thing is about this format as well, you've got 3 runs to make over the next couple of days, so it's all about keeping it consistent, isn't it?
Yep, and I'm sure we can. The way we've got the car tuned and running at the moment, we're more than happy.
And let it all hang out in the last run.
Tell it to do. So, yeah, doing all right. And Bob's behaving himself as well.
Oh, he's behaving himself. He's doing a great job. Thank you very much indeed, and good luck for the rest of the weekend.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Give him a big round of applause. That's the Bubblegum Gang, folks. Bob Glassup, and a real nice run for Ramon as well. Lots of tyre shake, 664 at 217. He did actually outrun Bob that time, but lots of tyre shake on the way down. There they go, on their way up to get what should be a very happy man at the top end, and Ramon's team not far behind.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the huge amount of tyre shake from Ramon, you can see it clearly from here. Literally, as he left the line, he stood up on the rear tyre, shaking away, and a pedal from Ramon got back on the gas and took it through to 664. As Darryl said yesterday, really good short numbers. Short numbers today from Ramon, 104 60 foot, but then he was already rattling the tyres then, so plenty more to come.
Yeah, there's a lot more in it. We've just got a little bit of a clean, hopefully. There's Bob's team, folks. Go on, warm your hands as if they need warming anyway. Mr. Glassup's team in the first tow car, followed by Ramon's guys. Just as we do, like I said, a little bit of cleaning down on the coal-fire lane, which gives me the opportunity to go and have a word with a couple of other people as well. Doc Stinger down here with first time on Nitro for him. Very quickly, Jimmy. No, that's all right. You can't hide, mate. Down here on the start, behind the start line with Jim Usher. Another nice run for the Hemi Hunter.
Yeah, it's a good run. Hello, SantaPod. Hope you got your suntan cream on out there. It's hot in a fire suit. I don't know what it's like on the bank.
Probably very well. Jim hopefully got your lot on your head, mate. That's the most important thing. So, what's the difference between driving the front engine dragster and the fuel altered? I know you've been quicker in the fuel altered so far, but you're not far off.
Yeah, no, the dragster goes dead straight all the time, not a problem. It's like pushing a shopping trolley around the Sainsbury's. It's so easy, and but it does pull, and we've got a bit of feedback going on.
It's all right. Hang on.
Must be my hearing aid.
It's got to be. It's probably your beard, actually. It's probably feeding back on your beard, mate. So, yeah, the dragster is easier. Is that right?
Yeah, totally easy, mate. You just line it up, point it, and throw it down the track. It's, you know, does exactly what it says on the tin.
Yeah, well, most of the time. So what's the plan? Just keep it consistent, low 8s, maybe nip into the 7s?
No, we want 7s and on beyond, you know. We want to be chasing the likes of Joe and all them down in the slingshot shootout next year, hopefully.
It might take a lot of chasing, though. I mean, mid-6s at 224.
Yeah, we can do that.
You can do that, no problem at all. Well, anyway, Jimmy, just to save everybody's ears from the feedback, I do apologise. But really good to see you back having fun, my friend, and hopefully the whole team are as well, yeah?
Cheers, Daryl. Thanks for all your hard work, and thank you, SantaPod. Thank you to the crowd for coming and supporting us all. We love you all. Thank you.
We certainly do indeed. That's Jimmy Usher and the Hemi Hunter guys. Congratulations on another great run earlier on today. Hopefully that will be a fairly quick clean-up. I'm just going to go for a quick wander again, Colin, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, I've just got a little public service announcement from the SantaPod security team, actually. We have a white Mercedes CA12 USR or VSR. I think it's USR. It's parked literally behind Nitro FM in the area there, but it's parked right next to one of the big generators. We do need that car moving immediately. Because of where you've parked it, it needs to be moved fairly instantly, or we have the machinery to move it for you. It's one of those that we do actually need to move straight away. It's a white Mercedes CA12 USR or VSR. Can you please move that car immediately? Thank you very much indeed. Right, who have you found, Darryl?
I've actually got Roy Wilding down here underneath the tower. Roy, another terrific run, personal best, 7.1.
Yeah, PB 7.1, and the mile per hour 193, nearly 194. Bit of a drama on the run. The oil gauge come out of its mounting, and the pod nearly hit me in the face. Phasing me a little bit. A little bit of tyre shake through second gear, but I was determined to keep the foot in. Hats off to Mick Grucci, Mark Luton, Ash Phillips, and the boys, obviously. If it wasn't them, obviously, and we've heard it all before, we wouldn't be here, would we, at the end of the day?
Obviously not. No, the car itself looks spectacularly nice, as always, built by you. Is that the quickest one of your cars has ever been?
That's the quickest, it's the quickest car that I've built for myself, but I have other cars out there that run quicker than me.
Oh, okay, I wasn't aware of that. I'm sorry. Whose car have you built that's been quicker than that?
I built Jürgens, the German guy.
Okay.
He's slingshot. And there are some other big slingshots out there now that should go better than mine, in truth. But I've got an iron in the fire. I've got a bigger blower coming.
Good stuff. Hopefully we'll see you later on in the weekend, and great stuff. Well done.
Right, thank you, Darryl. Thank you.
Thanks, Roy, very much indeed. Okay, we're back with the racing, and Doc Stinger for his first ever burnout in a fuel car.
And he's done that burnout with absolute perfection, like you've been doing it all the time.
Well, the thing is that he's run the car a few times previously with the methanol engine in there. He's ran low 8s, I think, previously. But this is a whole different animal. This is now a fuel car. He's got a lot of help from Paul Snubbins on the Time Warp team. Paul's waiting for the car to come back. There he goes. Gets it back in reverse gear in good fashion. But this is his first ever run with nitro in the tank. The car itself is absolutely show quality as well.
Last time we saw Doc here was Dragstalgia 2014. Great to see him back though. Right, so Phil just does the final adjustment there. Obviously another one of the Time Warp team. Nice little dry hop towards the start line. Even Chris from Time Warp down there as well. So super crew helping Doc out this weekend. A to B will do nicely. A little bit of a wander, got slightly out of the groove, and Doc.
Yeah, but that's his first run in 4 years and first run with nitro in the tank. So well done to the whole team. I completely neglected to mention all the way from Austria as well. Now, he's now my favourite person. He's from my favourite place in the world with my favourite type of race car with a fuel funny car. So, yeah, Doc Stinger goes through with a 10-second checkout run, but most importantly, all looks good. It's around about a 1,000-mile journey for him to get here, and I think I'm fairly confident in saying that is the only fuel car in Austria.
Yep.
He's still got lots more good stuff to come. Up next is going to be Robin Reid with the quickest and fastest British engined dragster, trying to get it desperately over 200 miles an hour. He's building a new one, and he wants this car to go over 200 by the time he retires it.
Yeah, he's been 199.89. Yeah. That's how close.
Yeah, take the GoPro off or skip breakfast and he'd have done it. Taking on Dave Grabham in Freddie's Revenge.
Right, Freddie with that new 509 cubic inch Donovan Chevy built by Rob Loring and Nick Davis over at ICE over at Silverstone.
Yeah, just quickly give Doc Singers a crew a cheer, folks, as they go up to get him at the top end, if you can hear me up there. I hope you can.
Looks like Robin Reid has either lost fire or lost reverse.
Well, I think the
sounds
problem,
like he's lost fire.
problem was it's a warm day. He rolled through the water box, and he rolled quite a long way out of the water box. So when he hit the throttle to do the burnout, there was no water left on him for the tyres to spin. It just
we can see that track. You can see a pool of fluid on the racetrack where the SantaPod marshals are working, and the trickle of fluid continues. Don't think it's all though. It's evaporating, so hopefully that's fuel.
The only slight problem is it's actually getting worse. But not the start Robin was hoping for. He's still got another few runs over the weekend. But it is all Dave Grabham. Freddie's Revenge with the new engine from ICE Automotive. A very definite second gear launch by the looks of that. Clicked it off before the finish line just to make sure everything's nice and okay. 887 that time, 117 miles an hour. I'm just going to have a very quick word with his lad while we get Robin pushed out of the way. No, I'm not. He's skipped over the wall. Very quickly, Robbie, come here. Just very quickly, mate. So obviously you're letting the old man have a go for this weekend. Was it a bit of a toss-up between who drove the car?
Yeah, it was. The old man's just retired, so I thought I'd give him his little retirement present.
That's very nice of you to do that, to be honest with you. Who's been quicker so far in the car, you or him?
The current setup, me.
Oh, that's nice to know. What's the plan this weekend? Just try and get down in the sevens again, maybe?
Yeah, I hope so. Sunday we'll try and put in a full pass, but just testing the new short motor, really.
Yeah, no problem at all. Thanks ever so much, Robbie. Sorry about all the feedback again, but Dave Grabham through the top end, just trying to check out what's up with Robin's car down here. It doesn't look like it's that bad anyway. But
most of the fluid is either evaporated or is just being mocked up at the top there.
Okay, no problem at all. So up next, though, we have even more. Just the hits keep coming this weekend, don't they? They really, really do. Now this is a match that you kind of dream all winter about, to be honest with you. We have from the USA in the Chi-Town Hustler. Mr. Troy Martin in the car that Paul Harris has purchased and brought over to the UK to race in the Nostalgia Funny Car Series, and he's going to be taking on Havoc. There's a few down here spectating that like the idea of that. It's going to be very, very good indeed to see. So Troy and the team not had a clockwork weekend so far. They seem to be having throttle or engine issues, but hope they've got those sorted out. And Havoc is the little alter that could. Give Robin Reid and the team a big cheer, folks. They'll be back a little bit later on today, all being well, in his quest to go over 200 miles an hour. Robin is normally slowing down with the shootout when you cheer him, so it'd be nice for him to actually hear everybody give him a round of applause for a change. And Dave Grabham's team going up to get him as well.
Right, just whilst we're getting ourselves set and just doing that little bit of sweep up in the autoclim lane, a Miss or Mrs. KL Perfect. That's KL Perfect. Something that you're probably missing has been handed in to the SantaPod staff here. And if you want to reclaim it, it is down in the signing on office. which is to the back, where basically it's next to the pairing lanes. So you need to make your way around there. That's a Miss or Mrs. KL Perfect. Something that you are bound to be missing. It has been handed in and is down at the signing on office. If you want to make your way there, if you're not quite sure where that is, just ask any of the SantaPod staff and they'll guide you in the right direction.
If you want a special reminder of your time here at SantaPod, then head on over to the SantaPod shops and grab yourself a souvenir. We have a huge range of merchandise, including clothing, toys and gifts, plus ear defenders and other essentials for your visit. You'll love our 2018 championship range, so grab it while you can. Visit any of our outlets located on site. If you want
So the rattling roar this time is going to be the Chi-Town Hustler versus Havoc.
That's pretty much a dream matchup if ever I saw one.
Absolutely unbelievable. The other thing is, folks, in case you're not aware, Rob Loring and Nick with Havoc went to the US and they won the California Hot Rod Reunion. This is their homecoming weekend, and they've done this just for all the people that have supported them. As you can see by the huge Union Jack with Havoc on it that went all the way out to Bakersfield.
Well, that's one for the photograph album. Not going to see those two burning out together very often.
Yeah, this is the only weekend a year you will ever see anything like this, let's put it that way. So, hopefully, Troy Martin and the Hustler team have sorted out whatever issues they have. If they have, the car will go, and go very quickly indeed. However, Nick, Rob and the Little Alton in the qualifying lane are no slouch. Like I said, they built a field, the beta field, sorry, of 16 fuel Altons out in California.
It's not sounding right again. And I don't think the car's going to make it to the stripe either. So I think we're going to have to shut Rob Loring off. Sorry, shut Nick Davis down. I don't think he's going to make the exit. Touch and go. Car is still moving. Making the turn now. Oh, thank goodness for that. Troy Martin does get it up to the exit. So Nick Davis will be able to take the run.
Only just.
Only just. Oh.
So, ladies and gentlemen, for your viewing pleasure, one of the world's greatest fuel Altons, and it's from the UK.
Oh, the wheels were dancing in the air. He's got it lit all the way through. What have we got? 622!
225 miles an hour. Just quickly, sorry, Rob. Well, so much for taking it easy this weekend. Now then, we've got the flag up there, and everybody here at SantaPod Raceway, anybody that follows drag racing knows what these guys did in the USA. I want you to give your biggest standing round of applause. They went to the States, they beat the Americans, and they won the Hot Rod Reunion, everybody. Well, that almost brings a tear to your eye watching it do that again, doesn't it? I mean, just tell us a little bit about your tour last year, Rob.
It was kind of a dream come true. We wouldn't have been able to do it without the help of a lot of people, you know, that bit of reverb there.
That's all right, it does it all the time.
All right.
Let's keep going.
We kind of, the first 3 events, we wanted to kind of make sure that we could complete all our obligations for the match races and whatnot, and they were great. You know, it was really, really good fun. But when we went back to the Hot Rod Reunion, we kind of felt like the shackles were off a little bit. We had a little bit more elbow room because the car was coming home. So if we damaged it, it wasn't going to be that big of a deal. And you know what, I'd like to say, it was skill and talent, but it was just our day. It was, you know, you've done this stuff before, and sometimes the car works with you, and sometimes it doesn't. And it just worked with us. It did. It was absolutely fantastic. So it was a good weekend.
And you've also got the quickest run of the shootout so far as well. So you might be winning this weekend too.
All right, fella. 1 down, 2 to go. Huh?
That's the one. Rob Loring, everybody in the Havoc team. That is why they beat the Americans at their own game, ladies and gentlemen. And thanks for bringing the flag back as well.
Yeah, that was pretty special, that.
That was awesome to see. So, up next, It's going to be Rob Elsom with Dirty Deeds.
Well, the Havoc team go to collect their driver. Give them a round of applause as the tow vehicle goes to see them.
Well, the good thing about the Dragstalgia Cannonball is the great mix of cars that we get, and this is another one of them. You've got Fuel Funny Car in the hands of Rob Elsom with that absolutely beautifully turned out Pontiac Trans Am in the coal-fire lane. Standing down here, it actually looks like all the world, like it should be the Gladiator, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Taking on Paul Watson with Grumpy's Tea. Paul really trying to get this car down into the sixes. His first proper weekend racing a couple of weeks ago at the Summer Nationals, he was in the mid-sevens on a consistent basis.
Well, Paul Watson, Grumpy's Tea, had a chat with the crew in Fuelers Bar last night. Had some very interesting information about the team, which I'll pass on a little bit later on. But needless to say, they wouldn't be here if it wasn't for a few people, and one of those notably, Sid, of course, Martin Andrews, really helping the team out. Rob Elsom, the Dirty Deeds, 78 Trans Am, he was living the moment last night when they had all the funny cars on the track. A real proud moment for the team and, of course, for Rob. Well, they're both going A to B. Rob Elsom goes 765, 773 for Paul Watson.
That's Rob's quickest ever run as well, the 765 156. That's with a big pedal in the middle as well by the looks of it. So some really nice runs in the first round of the Nostalgia Cannonball.
Yeah, plume of smoke, but all A-OK.
Who was that from?
That was from Grumpy, actually, in
fair enough.
Lim Lane. But car safely stopped.
Do you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna talk to Johnny, because normally when Johnny's standing on the start line tuning a car, I'm the one that's blown it up at the other end.
Oh dear.
But hopefully everything's all good with the top end. We've got a couple of exhibition vehicles for you now.
Yeah, we've got Oklahoma Willie, that's Perry, and then we've got Martin. We've got the split second. Jet Dragster of Julian Webb coming around the corner as well, and then we get ready for our Dragstalgia Invitational. Your good buddy Pete Grange, head of the lanes, and going to be quite an interesting session.
Yeah, he's always a bit keen, Pete.
Yeah. Just one to mention actually, Pete Crane. If you can make your way down to the start line area, please, Pete Crane. If you can make your way down, please. Thank you very much indeed. Wow, what a fantastic session that was. And actually, just looking at the top end, I can see one of the marshals at the top end with legs astride in the shutdown area. So, unfortunately, looks like we could have oil from Paul Watson. The T. Oh dear, the trials and tribulations of that car. If a team ever needs a break, it's that one. And I just hope everything's A-OK. It's just a gasket that's gone and just breathing very heavy at the top end. But unfortunately, yeah, it does look like we've got a bit of oil in the shutdown area. Right, Dan, I don't know if you've got anybody near you at the moment. But if not, we'll just gather our thoughts and get ready for the next session, which I believe he's obviously got our two jets and then the Dragstalgia Invitational. Just for a moment, going to go to Nitro FM 96.2, but we will take it back very shortly with an update as to, let's just say what's going to be coming up next. Thank you very much indeed.
And it says, can you play this track for everybody? It's in-car race motorsport. We certainly can, Jim. Here's a little bit of progress.
We'll be right back.
Motorsports Earth Show, there is of course and the Ming Yang. Drag racing in Europe this year, then your first call must be DFDS Seaways Dover Dunkirk ferries. With up to 24 sailing today on board 3 modern ferries with bar, restaurant, duty-paid shop and bureau de change, and fares starting as low as £25 single for a car and up to 5 people. You'll be left to the right if you don't call. To join the winning team, call our reservations department, quoting SantaPod for a 10% discount. 0871 230 0440. We're open 7 days a week, so call us soon. 0871 230 0440. Terms and conditions apply. If you want a special reminder of your time here at SantaPod, then head on over to the SantaPod shops and grab yourself a souvenir. With a huge range of merchandise, including clothing, toys and gifts, plus ear defenders and other essentials for your visit. You'll love our 2018 championship range, so grab it while you can.
Over to us. Thank you very much indeed. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're down here on the start line. We were going to do this during the lunch break. However, we've got a little bit of a clean-up, so it makes perfect sense to do it now. Down here on the start line, I'm joined by Mr. Peter Crane. Now, anybody that knows a bit of British drag racing history, Peter made most of it in one run in 1976, where he beat Don Garlitz with the first ever 5-second run outside of America. First of all, I'd like you to give a big round of applause, please, for Mr. Peter Crane, everybody. Thank you very much indeed. And Peter, you got a very, very special award, the Spirit of 76 Award. Just give us a couple of words about what it's about, what it means.
Well, it's basically for people that might have gone unnoticed in the efforts to support and to make drag racing what it is today. So this is in recognition of some of those guys.
Well, one of those in particular is standing here in front of us. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this award this year, or the recipient of this award, I should say, for 2018. You've already heard him today. You've probably seen him about this place for an awful long time. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Keith Lee, everybody. Now, this is, if you'd like to present him with his award, Mr. Keith Lee, for his tireless work in British drag racing. Keith, excuse me, just a second, Pete, I do apologise. And that one as well. That's the one to keep, that's the one just for now. Just very quickly, Keith, you've been around British drag racing for many, many years now. Just tell us a little bit about what you've done and how it's worked out.
Not a lot, really.
You have done a lot.
I was a very poor bike rider. I had a very memorable bike, but I did taste the tarmac a couple of times. So I sort of learned from those early days that I was probably better off writing about the sport, photographing it. Obviously, I remember Pete's run very well in 1976 with that first 5-second run. I was there, I photographed it, I enjoyed the meet, still a fabulous meeting. But I covered the sport for quite a lot of years, also commentated here at SantaPod Raceway as well, which was very enjoyable. So I know some of the hassles that go on. But more latterly, I got involved in the nostalgia side. Got involved with Brian Taylor with his book, doing some of the photographs of crazy horses. And I thought I really ought to write a book about the early days of British drag bike racing. When Dragstalgia started, got involved with James from that first meeting. It's grown massively. It's been a real pleasure to work with James here at the pod. He's let me get on, try and help develop the bike side. And it's been really good. I mean, it's been so nice to see some of the old guys that I knew from the old days when I used to write about the sport coming back out on those same machines. And I think it just adds a special touch here at Dragstalgia. It's a great mix, bikes and cars, new and old. I mean, some of the machinery is new but with an old style, which is great. But it's also very nice to be able to look back at the history of the sport and see where it came from. It's very different from what it was in the early days, but this is just such a special meeting. It's great to be a part of it. I've enjoyed writing about it as well. As you probably know, I'm writing the book about Dennis Priddle now with his life story, which is quite an undertaking, but it's all part of it. I think it is so nice to, as I say, remember the history, but as Keith Bartlett himself says, we have to move on. But this meeting is special. We can look back, we can enjoy it, and have a great weekend. And I think it's just fabulous. But thank you very much for this award, much appreciated. I'm most annoyed because I can't take a photograph myself, but I hadn't worked out how to do that one, and I really don't like being in front of the camera, so I guess I know how you guys feel. But thank you very much again, much appreciated, and enjoy the weekend.
Keith Lee, everybody, and Peter Crane. They just want to pose for a couple of photographs, and then we'll be on with some racing action with Perry, with Oklahoma Willie down here on the start line. If you'd like to just stand together, everybody.
Right, so they're doing
just a couple of bits of direction from Mr. Wiltshire, and then I think we'll be on with the Jet VW.
Okay, so the autograph session from the British Drag Racing Hall of Fame is taking place at the moment. So Peter Crane will be heading back over there. Hopefully he can sign a few autographs as well. But if you want to catch up with some of our heroes of British drag racing over the years, the autograph session is now taking place at the British Drag Racing Hall of Fame marquee. Right, you have to be very quick. Oh no, Oklahoma Willie just fired up. Right, as soon as this run goes through, Oz will make his announcement, but in the meantime, Oklahoma Willie Perry, this beautiful machine was found in a field in Oklahoma in a real sorry state. But Perry, the engineer in him, has built this beautiful machine out of it. And now here to entertain you. Unbelievably, this is street driven. He drives the car with his normal petrol engine in there, but when it comes to the go instead of the show, the drive is disengaged and it's all about the jet power. Runs in the 10s at around about 140, 150 miles an hour. Well, a bit of a miscue on the line there, I think, actually, for Perry, but takes the jet through. Unfortunately, no time or speed recorded there. Yeah, so go for it. Right, well, Keith Lee has actually just popped up to the tower, and in receiving that award, he wanted to make a special mention to Annie. And obviously Keith will be looking after the big shield for a year, but the little shield, I think it's fair to say, that's going to be Annie's pride of place, actually. So Keith, it's two people in that team, and Annie's always there, got your back there. So Annie, I know you're probably tuned in at home as well. A very special welcome from all of us here at the SantaPod Raceway. And thank you for letting Keith out for all these years to do the stuff that he does up here. His first taste of drag race in the UK, Blackbush, 1964. He was here in 66 for the first ever meeting, to be coming ever since. So, former member of the British Drag Racing and Hot Rod Association board, been heavily involved in drag stowage, as we know, and to be honest, Darren and I couldn't do half of drag stowage without Keith's help, so from both of us to Keith, a very big thank you indeed. Right, some other news for you actually, and this is pretty cool. I know Julian is under the tower, hopefully I can get this one out before he fires up the jet, but Andy Raw has been up to see us, and the jet's just fired up. I'll get this one out after Julian Webb goes through with split second, but good news story from Andy Raw and the Nitro Bug. So Julian Webb with split second, and then we're going to have Matthew Wright with the fugitive, or Matt Wright as he's known as. That is a crazy dragster, but Julian, regular mid-6 second runs we see from this car now.
I picked the perfect time to have me lunch, didn't I?
Yeah.
Just to let
you like flambéed pasta, do you?
That's it, yeah. In what we're going to do is run the jet. We've got the invitational right behind.
Yeah.
And then after the invitational, we will be having a lunch break after that. So I might save the lunch for that.
As if it's not warm enough up here, Julian. Really toasting everything.
Well, this is always good because at this event there's a lot of people up there on the VIP balcony who haven't seen a jet before. Julian's dad Roy as well. He's got his own nostalgia card. Remember the Spider-Man Autumn 2?
Yeah.
Going with the jet this weekend though.
So Julian Webb knocks over the fire extinguishers on the start line
and takes the
clicks it
up
early.
Still goes 677, 227 miles an hour. I think I can see through the heat haze.
Very nice run indeed. Okay, so
bizarrely, I can hear something still like a jet.
Yeah,
but
it's
that's
Matt Wright with the
kind of
turbine.
is actually, yeah. It's Matt Wright with the turbine, the Fugitive.
Now what Andy has done is he has donated a complete rack, now that is all 8 pistons and rods, to a very special raffle. All of the drivers in the in the Nostalgia shootout, you know, the Cannonball, have signed these rods and pistons. And it is a raffle, it is £5 a ticket. Every single penny of that draw goes to Embrace. Okay? The draw isn't taking place here this weekend. It goes on to the Nostalgia meeting later on. The draw will take place then. We will take all the email addresses for every single ticket bought, and the winner will be emailed, and they win all 8 pistons. There's not 8 winners of one, it's one person wins all cool. 8, and they have been signed by all the drivers.
They're going to be side by side.
That's the Mini Fugitive.
It is the Mini Fugitive. The model down here, they've actually got, I'm sure Nitro FM know a little more about this, this evening we actually have...
I think it's the same guy that had the little auction.
No, that's right. But they've actually got the model car drags in the fire-up lane tonight.
Ah, right.
That's the plan anyway. So the idea is to bring them round side by side. So Matt Wright, I just noticed he moved them. It is actually running.
So just to finish off that, pop round and see Andy Wright and the Nitro Bug team. Every driver from the Nostalgia Cannonball has signed these pistons and rods, and it is £5 for a raffle ticket, and the winner will be announced later on. So it's not taking place this weekend. There is another meeting to be done as well, and that, of course, is the Hot Rod Nationals.
Another very quick announcement as well. I think I did make it earlier, but John Webster, if you're out there, please, John Webster, if you could go and see Steve Johnson in the Motormouse pits, your old car actually. John Webster, if you're out there and you're listening to this, please could you go and see Stevie Johnson.
Yeah, my apologies, it's our Hot Rod Drags, not Hot Rod Nationals. Thanks, Oz.
So Matt Wright with the Fugitive, the turbine-powered front engine car. There is an awful amount of a lot of horsepower in that car. And
and the Mini Me one.
And the Mini Me one in the auto clim lane. You can't see it probably from where you are, but that down there in the auto clim lane is the model of the car that's in the other lane. So Matt warms the tyres. Hopefully it can come back again.
The thing is that turbine dragster is so immensely powerful. Goodness knows how much power it has actually got. Actually, not 100% certain it's got any power at all at the moment. Is the turbine? Oh yes, it is still running.
It's actually hard to tell, isn't it?
It is, yeah,
It's
very
very
quiet.
quiet, and I can't see any heat haze coming out the front of the turbine. But anyway, certainly a unique way of going racing. I must admit, I thought the Mini Me was going to be taking the solo that time. Certainly looked like it. Whoa. I think the Mini Me might be taking a solo. Is it clearing or is he? Oh, he's clipped it off, unfortunately. So it will be the Mini Fugitive with the win.
Right, okay, to Dragstalgia Invitational. I'd suggest Mini Me moves out of the way. Going to get run over by a rather wild. Yeah, Steve Curl coming round, and if his first burnout was anything to go by, it could be rather entertaining. But Pete Grange, though, what a fantastic first run for him.
Well, he hasn't been in the H yet, and just a very, very... he hasn't been in the H yet, however, I know they're going to try it on this one. Like I said, basically, our conversation with him last night was stop being a wuss. Keep your foot in it. Yeah. Keep your foot in it, one end to the other, and it will go, and it did. But I do get why Pete's... He's not shy of it at all, is Pete, but it's just the fact that he's had, similar to you, broken engines, lots of broken bits, and he's had lots of time to have to put it back together. Yeah. So I do completely understand that it's not just as simple as saying standing on it. There's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah, well, it's not sort of thing you want to be a hero, but you have to build up to that. I mean, I'll be totally honest with you. When I take the car on the strip for the first time, I'm going to be nervous. I don't want to. Sort of
yeah, but you spent all that money. You don't want to break it.
Yeah, you don't want to break it.
No.
Give me at least one run.
The thing is, every time he's been here for the last 3 years, and he's. I said this week he only made one run yesterday, and I said this is the first time in 3 years you've made Saturday. So, anyway. Now, I'm not sure who's in the console this time, because that's Steve leaning in the window. Haley's not driving because Haley's videoing.
Well, let's hope he's as entertaining as Steve is on the burnout.
Yeah, that's Steve. There with the Moon Eye shirt on the belly. I can say
you obviously know him well, then.
I do, yeah. I must admit, I'm not sure whether it's shrunk or not. No, I don't think it has in all the years I've known him. So we've got the Custom Car Invitational class, and then we do have a lunch break before we kick things off again. Well, whoever that is obviously hasn't got a heavy right foot as Steve has. So, Pete, I know they've upped the launch RPM by about 1,000 for this one to try and get it into the 8-second zone. I think Pete would just prefer to go home with it in one piece. Well, Pete's way out there in front. Will this 9:07 at 1:46, 10:40 for the console. Oh hum. You never know. Probably didn't give it full throttle now, Pete.
There's a good wheels up launch. The car really squatted down and went for it, that's for sure. Right, Justin Woolner with the 36 Chevy pickup.
That is the for me. That's kind of the epitome of what Dragstouder is, isn't it? That thing. Not only does it look cool, Christ, does it go?
Yeah, it's not a shy retiring vehicle by any stretch of the imagination. I had the pleasure of watching it perform, literally perform, at Carfest. And he was at Molesworth Castle, and they had this like circular area. He was just doing donuts. It was amazing to watch.
Really?
Smoke pouring off the tyres. Oh yeah, complete nutter.
Well, the little bone shaker auto goes with 8:26 at 160.
10:05, 1:31 for Justin.
That was nicely done.
Right, I think that's Brian Savage. Oh, no, sorry, wrong one. That's, I believe that's Ricky Stapleton actually in the auto glim lane.
I will bow to your greater knowledge, as usual.
Well, that's process of elimination of what I've got here. Well, a cracking line, 052.
And Andy Park.
I mean, that car is 100% street legal.
I think they both are, actually.
Yeah, actually. But Andy does do quite a few updates on that. But this one's 9s, for goodness sake. Cheeky little wheelie as well.
Slightly sluggish on the 60 for Andy that time. Still got 9.79.
Yeah, he made up for it at the stripe. 9.79. Wow.
That's one of the quickest runs I've ever seen in Bake, actually.
Well, I've seen him run 9.9s, and I think I've seen a dip into the 9.8s, but I don't think I've ever seen a 9.7 from Andy Park before. Goodness me. Well, I'm going to say this is Liam Maltby looking at the list of people here. Perhaps going alongside Dave Bateman with a little slingshot.
With Ain't No Saint. What is it, Volvo? I can't remember.
P180.
P180 Volvo, excuse me. Taking on the little Sprite down there, which is moved.
Yes, Stephen Goetz with the MG Sprite.
Which certainly shifts.
It does. PB of 10.8 in that car.
That thing is, though, that's everything that's good about race cars. It's a big engine, tiny car, isn't it?
11.07, 11.51. So the little Sprite takes it ahead of the Volvo. John Dalrymple with the full tilt altered.
Taking on that beautifully clean Chevy Nova, or is that a Chevy 2? I think it's a 2.
Straight out of the mid-60s, that one.
So are you, aren't you?
Yeah. I suppose we're the same age as that. I'm the same age as that car. Yeah.
Sorry, that was a bit honest.
Well, actually, I think that car's a year older.
Okay. Certainly better looking.
Damn sight better looking.
It looks.
It's aging better.
You look slimmer in black than that, though.
Oh, John with a problem. Not quite sure what happened there. So Chris Gibson goes through with a 10.51, 131 miles an hour. That's a big speed from a 10.51. It really is.
At 131, yeah, you bet.
6.79 at 105 to the 8th. And a 160, 60 foot, so really piling on the speed towards the top end.
Going to be a quick push back for the little Aldrin.
Yeah.
Mark Todd's not too far away as well, as is the ugly team.
Oh, are they going side by side?
No, it's just the ugly team, no ugly car.
Well, it might be there, you just can't see it.
No, I can see Andy Bond standing there, so
right,
it's not there.
Maybe not then.
Yeah, it's all right. That wasn't a guess, that was... So John Dalrymple being pushed back.
We're going to see the two
Novas up together,
yeah.
Yeah.
The two Novas, the Parkers. So Diesel Dave's got his ugly T-shirt on. Dave, you don't need the T-shirt, mate.
None of them do.
He wasn't listening. Diesel, can you hear me? No, he can't.
Maybe choosing not to. So, Brian Savage up next. Brian just cleans the tyres off while Dave's cleaning the start line. For him, obviously.
That is one awesome rod. It really is.
Well, it goes like one as well. I mean, to run 10s in that.
There is nothing I don't like about that. Yes, there is. There's one thing I don't like
You don't
about
own it.
It's not mine.
Yeah, you don't own it. Did I know that? He got a bit of a wriggle on yesterday because I've got a feeling he's giving it a bit more oomph. He runs 125 miles an hour like clockwork. There we go, 123 with a 1080 this time.
You don't realise how quick that is. It looks so sedate. Trust me, that's quick. Oh, that sounds
ill.
Very rattly.
So Nicole Parker taking on the other Nova in the invitation. I apologise, don't know who it is. Let's have a quick look. See if we can see
Chris,
Dave Wiggins, 63 Nova.
No, that's already been through.
Okay. There's only one Nova on the list. Well, it's not. Yeah, John Parker's up there, but that one there, Dave Wiggins.
Yeah, but it's not
Nova.
63. They're 69 stroke 70. So.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever happens, Nicole went red on the tree. .1063 and a 1044. I lied. Andy Bond is there, and he's taken on Mark Todd.
Oh, the matchup we want, but then, my goodness me, Mark. Mark Todd earlier went 7:29. Okay, he's been quicker than that, but the speed 202
miles an hour, yeah.
0.42.
These are, well, one is a 200 mile an hour street car, the other one is a potential 200 mile an hour street car. They've got very similar twin turbo big block engines under there, and with a bit of tuning they will both run very evenly indeed. The last time these were side by side was just over a year ago, and it didn't have a happy outcome. So let's hope it's better this time around. Mark Todd though, there's no way he's going to be trying to go any slower.
Andy's just trying to bump it in, he's not having it though. There we go.
Nearly.
There he is in.
$1:21.60 for Mark. Andy's out in front, he shut it off. Mark is just about to go flying past. 7:46 at 170 miles an hour with a pop before the finish line. Still a good run though.
Yeah, he's 182 at 1,000, so he's well off it by then.
It's one I didn't see before. Definitely what you call a street rod.
Yeah.
Or what's left of one. Taking on Ethan Lyle with, well, he's a young lad. I doubt he actually remembers when this car was around. Originally, anyway.
Apologies if I'm wrong on this, and I may well and truly be, but I think that's one of the Bristol gang. Looking super cool though, that's for sure. Ethan with that new engine in the car, going very well for him indeed. Putting him way into the nines now. .009 reaction time.
That's because he waited for the tree.
Yeah. 964 as well, very good indeed.
At 140.
The actual perfect reaction time money is still up for grabs. But unfortunately for Guy King, there is no perfect ET money this weekend.
And he'd just have to do it again, wouldn't he?
So yeah, he's going to have to do it again.
So two of Duncan Watt's cars. One Charger, one Pinto. Both immaculately turned out.
Beautiful.
And we've got Duncan Watts in the water box right behind him as well. Last couple of cars will be junior dragsters, and then we're on a lunch break for a little while, but not long. Just to feed them water around, probably very hungry and hot Marshall. And 11.59, good side-by-side race. So the man himself, that's Duncan Watts. There's an on 40 dial in on that car.
.1018, 140 miles an hour there.
Well, the last two cars before the lunch break are the two junior dragsters. I think it's Laura and Jacqueline.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it is, actually, to be honest with you. Jacqueline in the Alien. And Laura in a misdemeanor. With a Bruce sticker on, I might add.
Of course, yeah.
How did you manage that?
Obviously, it's Caitlin Wilson's car. She never took it off. quite good for me actually to have one of the Martin family racing a car with a Brewster car.
Well, there we go. I bet they're thrilled.
So let's see who can pull the best reaction time then.
Oh, this is actually a race as well.
Yeah, this shows how the juniors actually operate. 1188 to an 884. And you can hear the feather off on the 895 takes it.
Laura takes it. Make sure she doesn't break out. Nicely job, both ends of the racetrack. An 06 light as well. So I think she knew she had her little sister covered. So well done to everybody. We're now on a lunch break for, like I said, around about half an hour. We'll be kicking off again. We'll give you a little bit of notice before we start. We do need to... Are we calling some more classes into... We are calling more classes.
Yeah, we're going to get the Willis Wars. Hang on, no, they're still scribbling. Oh, the Willis Wars, can we have you in the lanes ready to go for 2:30? But we are now obviously on a lunch break. So Willis Wars, when you're ready, make your way into the lanes. You will be the next class at 2:30. Right, we're going to sign off from the tower for a little while. And you have...